has a Parkinsonism, which is a Parkinson's plus. He's got a thing called MSA, which is multiple systems atrophy. It's a little bit more involved than Parkinson's, but until they study him, they didn't know that he had MSA. They just presumed he had Parkinson's. So by having MSA, it's kind of more life-threatening because it attacks, I believe, the nervous system. So the nerves kind of die. Ron visited Dr. Oliver, who is a palliative doctor at Medway Hospital, and he put Ron forward to go to the hospice. So when Ron goes on a Wednesday, it's, I believe, the neurological section. They have different days for different things. So he was invited to go there on a Wednesday. He absolutely loves it, absolutely loves it. He does different things there. He can do a bit of Reiki, hypnotherapy, reflexology. Ron gets picked up on a Wednesday by a volunteer, which gives me probably an extra hour and a half to myself. So I get 5 hours, which is like heaven. It's like you going on holiday. That's a holiday to me, just having that Wednesday to look after Ron. The volunteer brings him back about 2:15. So I have the whole day to do whatever I want. I don't normally do anything. I'll do things at a slower pace, whereas I'd be rushing round. On a Wednesday, I can take my time, I can stop and have a cup of tea. So these ladies are a godsend, and these men. In April, Ron was hallucinating really badly and it was quite scary. We spent a night out here because I couldn't move him. Then I managed to get him in the lounge. Then one of the nurses, who's an occupational therapist, she comes and checks Ron's equipment to see, you know, what he needs, what his needs are, etc. She agreed that he wasn't looking too good, so they managed to get him a bed, and he spent 12 days in there. He had a chest infection, and they took all his medication away and then restarted it to see if there was something wrong with his medication. So he has actually been on both sides of the hospice. Really, if it's raining, they come out with an umbrella so that he doesn't get wet. I mean, you know, how good is that? They're just lovely. He has his lunch there. Excuse me. He has his lunch there. They do a few quizzes. They might listen to music, have a sing-song. But it's just a lovely place. Say I rang up and said, look, his breathing's awful. They'll get medicine to the hospital, or you can go and pick medicine up there, because he is a patient there. So that they're just there. You know, if I can't get hold of them at the day centre, I can go or I can speak to one of the matrons or sisters in the actual hospice, and they'll help me. So they alleviate, rather than keep running to the chemist or going to the doctors. I can ring them. So I've kind of got not lots of different people getting involved, which can make it confusing. They helped me. We've had a pamper day, which was brilliant. There's 4 carers and 4 patients. We was waited on. We had afternoon tea. We had scones and cream. We had a wine spritzer. Probably shouldn't say that, but I didn't have one. We got a little goodie bag when we left. So, and they waited on us. It was lovely, and we all sat and chatted. I had my nails painted, my hair done. They put all new makeup on me, so it was lovely. It was just a day to go, and we're doing like a life journal. Ron's is more involved with pictures because Ron's speech isn't very good, but mine's more writing. So basically, when it's all written up, it will be a book that our children and grandchildren can look at and see, you know, what we've done in our life and who we've met and who were our friends and where we used to live. So it's good. They really do involve the parents. If they have a sing-along, like they might have some campanologists then at Christmas, and we went along and listened to that, and I get invited as well. So I've had, she's like a bereavement counsellor, Caroline. She's been a few times. She basically works in the hospice in the main ward. She talks to people obviously that are losing loved ones, but she actually comes to visit people who their loved ones are not quite, you know, in the hospice. And she's lovely. I mean, I didn't know her, but you'd be surprised what you can say to somebody that you don't know. I would probably be climbing the walls. I don't know, because I'm so much more informed on what I know. I mean, people ring me up from the Parkinson's group and said, oh, where could I get this or where could I get that? I'm lucky that a lot of stuff is done via the hospice, so I don't really have to stretch out. I feel sorry for people that literally don't know where they can get a walking frame, or, you know, where they can go to sort of in an emergency to get medication, you know, things like that. So I'm so grateful that, you know. Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. I mean, and if you're talking about NCH in general, I mean, Ron's been to Bailey Drive and done physio as well, because his legs do play him up. And obviously he can't have surgery because I don't think it would be good for him. So he's had his NCH, if I can speak on a wider spectrum, he's been to other places apart from the hospice. So no, I can't fault. Yeah, I'd recommend the hospice. Oh, just you're brilliant. You're absolutely brilliant. I mean, I love them all. They're just little gems, and they're just, I don't know, they're just so lovely. It's, you go in and it's morning, or somebody's singing, or, you know what I mean? It is such a happy place. Just such a happy place. Even when you go in the wards, you know, it's, you know, you go on as normal. You know, you chat to somebody's mum or sister, and, you know, you involve the patients, and it's still, there's not that air of dying. I'm just so grateful that they took one in, because there's probably so many people, you know, that could go there. I mean, I think that I would like to volunteer. I think when the time comes, you know, it's so worthwhile.